The Rise of Shen Liang. Chapter 1. The Abandoned Orphan. The wind howled through the ancient peaks of the celestial sword sect, and you could almost hear the whispers of a name that feels like a ghost. Shen Liang. Can you just picture him standing there at the gates? His robes are all tattered and worn, like they've been through 100 battles, and his eyes, they're just overflowing with sorrow, like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. It's as if life has thrown everything at him and he's just trying to hold it together, you know? The way he stands there, it's almost heartbreaking. You can feel the pain radiating off him, as if he's lost something truly precious and can't quite let it go. The atmosphere is thick with tension, making you wonder what stories lie behind that weary gaze. Maybe he lost a mentor, or perhaps he's haunted by a choice that changed everything. Isn't it wild how one person can carry so much history and emotion? It's like he's a living legend, with every wrinkle and tear in his robe telling a story of its own. What do you think he's been through? The elders loom over him, their gazes sharp and unyielding, like hawks ready to swoop down on their prey. "He has no talent for the sword," one elder sneered, his words cutting deep, like a blade through silk. "Useless," another chimed in, shaking his head with disappointment as if Shen's very existence was a mistake. "We have no place for him here." It's as if they've already sealed his fate without giving him a real shot, and the tension in the air is thick enough to slice through. It's just so unfair. What if he's got hidden potential waiting to burst out? Maybe he just needs a little guidance or someone to believe in him. This moment feels like the start of a tough battle, and you can't help but root for him, hoping he'll rise up and prove them all wrong. Everyone deserves a chance to shine, right? Shen's journey is just beginning, and it's gonna be a wild ride. Just like that, Shen Liang found himself cast out, standing alone at the gates, staring into the unknown. Can you even imagine how heavy that must have felt? He wandered through the desolate mountains, each step dragging him down deeper into a pit of shame and doubt. "Am I truly worthless?" he whispered, the weight of the world pressing down on him like an anvil. It was like he was carrying an entire mountain on his back, right? Each echo of his footsteps seemed to laugh at him, reminding him of every single failure he'd ever faced. But here's where things get really intriguing. Fate had other plans for him. As he stumbled forward, he began to notice the beauty around him. The vibrant colors of wildflowers popped through the rocky terrain, like little bursts of hope. It was as if nature was saying, "Hey, look, there's still magic here." Maybe, just maybe, there was a glimmer of hope waiting for him in this vast wilderness, ready to lift him up and show him a new path. In a moment of despair, he stumbled upon this ancient ruin, nestled beneath the gnarled roots of a tree that had probably seen 1,000 seasons come and go. It felt like the universe was giving him a little nudge, whispering that maybe, just maybe, his journey was only beginning. This place, dripping with mystery and rich history, sparked a flicker of hope in his heart. Can you imagine? What if this was the turning point he desperately needed? Sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom to discover something truly extraordinary, right? It's like finding a diamond in the rough, unexpected and beautiful. What do you think? Chapter 2. The Mysterious Pendant. Within the ruins, dust and time had claimed everything, except for one remarkable thing. There, on a crumbling altar, a pendant glowed faintly with an eerie blue light, almost like it was waiting for someone special to come along, you know? Shen Liang felt this undeniable pull, like a magnetic force drawing him in. As he stepped closer, his heart raced with anticipation, pounding in his chest like a drum. The moment his fingers brushed against the pendant, an intense pain shot through his body, like a bolt of lightning striking him. It was wild. Suddenly, his mind was flooded with visions. Swordsmen clashing in epic battles, dragons soaring majestically through the skies, and a war that felt both ancient and deeply personal. It was as if he was witnessing pieces of a forgotten world, vibrant and alive, bursting with energy. A voice echoed in his mind, resonating with power and urgency. "You have been chosen." Wow, right. It felt like the universe had picked him for something truly extraordinary, like he was destined for greatness. What could this mean for him? What adventures lay ahead? The thrill of the unknown wrapped around him like a warm blanket, and he couldn't help but wonder where this path would lead. As the pain faded away, a wave of knowledge washed over him, like the sun breaking through the clouds after a storm. It was like a light bulb flicking on in a dark room, illuminating everything around him. Techniques he never even dreamed of learning suddenly danced in his mind, vivid and clear, almost like they were choreographed just for him. You know that feeling when you suddenly get something you've struggled with for ages? That was him right then. Strength, which he thought was lost forever, surged through his veins like fire, warming him from the inside out. It felt amazing. The pendant he held felt alive, pulsing with energy, like it was awakening something powerful deep within him. This is a gift," he whispered, feeling the weight of destiny in his hands. It was as if the universe was giving him a nudge, saying he was meant for something great, something way beyond what he ever imagined. What if this was just the beginning of a wild adventure? The thought made his heart race with excitement. Could you believe it? He could hardly contain the thrill bubbling up inside him, ready to embrace whatever came next. With this fierce determination burning in his heart, he set out to master these newfound abilities. Can you just picture that feeling? It's like having this unstoppable fire inside you, pushing you to do things you never thought were possible. He imagined himself soaring through the air, flipping and spinning like a superhero in those epic movies, performing incredible feats that once seemed totally out of reach. Every moment felt like a golden opportunity to reclaim his place in the world, to show everyone just what he was capable of. He could almost hear the cheers, feel the excitement buzzing around him. This was just the beginning of his journey, and he was absolutely ready to embrace whatever came next, whether it was a triumphant victory or a few bumps along the way. After all, isn't that what makes the adventure truly worthwhile? The ups, the downs, and everything in between. It's all part of the ride, and he was here for it, every thrilling second. Chapter 3. The road to strength days turned into weeks, and Shen Liang found himself training in solitude, pushing through every challenge that came his way. Each night, that pendant of his whispered ancient sword techniques, almost like it was alive, urging him to dig deeper. Can you imagine that? He could see those forms in his mind, and as he practiced, his body began to mimic the moves with an ease he never expected. It felt like he was channeling something powerful, like he was part of a long-lost tradition. Every swing of the sword became a dance, and he was finally getting the hang of it, as if the spirit of the sword was guiding him. The sweat on his brow was a reminder of the effort he was pouring into this journey, but the thrill of mastering each technique kept him going. It was like each new move unlocked a piece of himself he didn't even know was there, filling him with an exhilarating sense of purpose. You know that feeling when everything just clicks? That's exactly what he was experiencing. One evening, while Shen Liang was out there perfecting his strikes as the sun dipped below the horizon, a gang of mountain bandits suddenly jumped out from the shadows. "Ha ha ha! Look at this lone boy! Easy pickings," one of them sneered, a wicked grin spreading across his face. Shen's heart raced like a drum in his chest, pounding louder with every second. But then, as the bandit lunged at him, something incredible kicked in. Pure instinct. With a quick twist of his body, Shen unleashed a swift counter, a single precise strike that sent the bandit crashing to the ground. Seriously, it felt like a scene straight out of an action movie. You could practically hear the dramatic music playing in the background, right? In that electrifying moment, Shen felt this incredible rush of adrenaline, like he was on top of the world, and a spark of confidence ignited within him. Who knew he had it in him? It was as if he had tapped into a hidden power that had been lying dormant all along. This wasn't just about fighting, it was about discovering himself in the heat of the moment. He realized that sometimes you just have to embrace the chaos and let your instincts take over. How cool is that? It's like he found a part of himself he never knew existed, And honestly, who doesn't want that kind of awakening? The others hesitated, their eyes wide with disbelief, like they'd just seen a ghost. What? What kind of swordsmanship is that? They couldn't wrap their heads around it, and honestly, who could? Shen Liang didn't even flinch. In that moment, he transformed completely, shedding the skin of the weakling everyone had tossed aside like yesterday's news. With a calmness that even surprised him, he sheathed his sword as the last of the bandits fled, terror etched on their faces. This wasn't just a victory. It felt like a major turning point in his life, you know? Can you believe it? The Celestial Sword Sect had turned their backs on him, leaving him feeling abandoned. But honestly, that betrayal only fueled his fire even more. He was absolutely hell-bent on making a comeback. Not just stronger, but truly unstoppable. Each swing of his sword felt like a promise to himself. He would rise again, and when he did, the world would remember his name. How could they forget someone who fought so fiercely against the odds? It was like he could already hear the whispers of his legend starting to spread, echoing in the hearts of those who witnessed his fight. This was just the beginning. He could feel it in his bones. He was ready to carve his path and show everyone what he was made of.